Hey everyone, I just wanted to do a little quick tutorial on how you do foundation swatch matching. Now I have 4 different colors on my cheek area. As you can see, there are different tonalities, and what I mean by tonalities is that you look for the undertone that's in that particular foundation. So generally what you do, you start off with doing 4 different testers, if that's what you're preferring to do. I have 4 different colors on my own. So the first one, of course, is this one, which seems to have more of a neutral tonality. And a neutral is basically there's some pink and there's some yellow in there. Have the actual yellow tonality, which is, of course, you can see the yellow. And then you have one that's a little bit warmer, more of a bronzy, an oranger tone. And then, of course, more of a brown tone. Okay, so in looking at this particular foundation, the reason why I have it so all the way there is because you want to make sure that that foundation can blend all your tones in. For instance, with me, as you can see on this side of my face, I have at least 3 different tones. I have this tone here, I have this tone here, and I also have this tone here. Now, the whole purpose of it is to be able to match all 3 of those tones and find a particular neutral area to do that. So what you do is you look for the color and the tonality that matches very closely related to all 3 of those tones. So in other words, you want it to blend effortlessly from here to here. Okay. So in looking at it, I know that your natural instinct is to say, okay, well, this one seems to be the best one because it automatically literally disappears into my skin versus the rest of them are on top of my skin. However, if you notice, this does not necessarily match this. And this also doesn't necessarily match this. Okay? Because of the fact that this is more of a brown, it's going to sit very prominently against my chest area, and even here it's going to allow this to be very muted in that area. It's just basically, it's going to take all of the glow and the actual essence of my tone away. Okay. Now, of course, looking at these two, they sit way prominently on my skin, which 9 times out of 10 means that that's not my right tonality. Because if it sits on top like it does, then that's not going to work either. And as well, it doesn't even match here. It does definitely not match here. And it seems to be a little bit off here as well. Okay, so we know neutral is not the tone. Also, the yellow is not the tone because, again, it sits on top and it doesn't seem to match here. And it definitely doesn't seem to match here. So the more likely choice is this one, because I'm noticing that as it starts to blend, as it dries, it's starting to blend a little bit more into that area. Yes, it does sit on the top here, but it definitely has the right tonality to match here. Okay. Now, if you're not exactly sure if that does match the way you want, sometimes you can just simply put a little bit on your chest as well. And I've done that pretty often. So, I may take some of it and actually put it on my chest. And this color, let me pull it down a little bit. So this color is actually this color here. And if you notice, it actually blends really well. Okay, and if I really want to be absolutely sure, then I just take a little bit of that color and I'll blend into that area where I actually want it to look a little bit more of a glow, to where it's definitely not muting me out. And okay, I actually like that glow. All right, so that's just a little quick tutorial. Get back with you on the end results. All right, so here's the end results. Looks nice. Okay. Actually, I had to mix the 2 colors. the one that was actually the darker one here, and then of course the next one that was over. So what I did, I actually applied the lighter color on first, let it do what it needed to do, set in for a moment, and then I applied a little bit more of the last color on, just to kind of give it a little bit more of a redder finish, because I do have a lot of red, a lot of bronze in my pigment, my undertone. So I kind of needed that to kind of counterbalance it out a little bit more. But as you can see, where it's here, it's about the same. Here, it gave me the brightness that I needed for that under eye area, and as well as being able to blend here as well. And most of the time I usually bronze in this area. Now, if you can see the difference, how this looks, this is my natural tone, my natural shade, and how there are 3 different shades there. This side kind of marries all 3 of them to give me a nice complementary shade that I can work with. So I hope that helps on how to determine your foundation shade. Again, check out my website. I will be introducing foundations in the fall. And so what I put on was one of my samples of foundations I'm going to be using and that I'm going to actually be presenting in this fall. But stay tuned. In the meanwhile, go on my website, check out all my products, artistrybyteresa.com. And if you need a consultation, please feel free to click on the link for an actual consultation with me. Thank you, and I look forward to talking with you soon. Bye-bye.